Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. Hope you all are doing well. I finally made it. I'm here at Honda Meet at Gingerman Raceway. If you've been following me on IG, you would know that I had some problems getting out here. If you don't know, the car was stuck on the lift. We lost power to the lift, and I had basically an entire week to prep it just to do alignment and corner balance. But that didn't happen because the car was all the way up, and we didn't get it fixed until midnight of last night. So I pulled an all-nighter, ended up getting the lift fixed at midnight, picked up the car from the garage, took it to work, did the alignment, and then immediately came to Gingerman. So I'm on maybe like half an hour of sleep. We went out for the first session, and the first session was basically just the bedding in the brakes kind of, and just getting used to the new setup. And it's absolutely different, completely different. I mean, it's what I was expecting. Now actually going through it, it's like just working through it. It's starting back at square one, and we're just figuring it out now. So the rest of today, we are just going to just focus on the shift points because they're definitely different now. I got a 4.9 final drive, a lot more power now. I'm actually seeing fifth gear a lot more often than I used to, but we're here and that's all that matters. Got Charlie right behind me. He brought the Miata out. The DA, I think, had a water pump housing that ended up cracking, so he didn't bring that. Today, we'll focus on just relearning the car. Alright, so working out a few bugs. Charlie's working on the oil dipstick tube. It popped out of the block down there. It's an interference fit, so we essentially knurled it and we're putting some RTV on it so it'll seal. And then I'm bleeding the brakes because I'm getting a little of a spongy brake pedal out there, so I've just finished the rears. Again, speed bleeders for the win. I can do that all by myself. Just gotta do the fronts now. And then we're gonna fuel up. Because when I was out there, the engine was cutting out on left-hand corners. And I thought, oh crap, we have an issue. But then I remembered we're running E85 and we go through a lot more E85 than we do gasoline. So we got some more fuel, E85, we got 10 gallons, we're gonna fuel up. And then I think we're gonna go back out in an hour. So I got the quick setting RTV. So that should be good to go. And just gotta clean up all the oil and we should be good. Which I think looks like Charlie already did, so. Alright, let's do a quick recap of what's been going on today, because there have been some things going on and I haven't been updating you guys at all. But I wanted to take just a second to sit in the car where it was a little bit quiet so I can recap the first 2 sessions that we already finished today. First session, hurried, rushed. I just got to the track, had to do tech, had to prep the car real quick and get out on track. I had to bed the brakes. That was very interesting because I had the red line basically set at about 7,200 RPM, and with the 4.9 final drive, the added power, it was just going through gears like crazy. I mean, I was expecting that already with the added power, the shorter gearing, but to actually experience it really shook me to the core because it felt like a completely different car and I just had no idea how to drive it. But definitely after that first session, I was really discouraged because my car, my dear baby that I was so used to, was just a completely different animal and I just didn't know how to handle it. One thing I did notice when I was out there was that if I was shifting at 7,200 RPM, every time I would shift, the RPMs would drop below VTEC activation, and that just was not working out very well. After a discussion with Charlie about the shift point, we decided that it was safe to rev this thing out to 8,000 because it does have ARP rod bolts. So during the second session, we were revving at 8,000 RPM, and boy, it definitely felt a lot more like it used to. I was starting to get a lot more comfortable out there. I was starting to enjoy it again, but the engine began to cut out on left-hand turns. Initially, I thought it was an issue with the engine, and then I remembered I'm running E85, I'm burning through a lot of it, and I'm probably just low on fuel. I think this car is gonna be much better during this third session. I go up in about maybe 30 minutes or so I'm super excited. Hopefully all the little bugs are figured out now, but today, let's just continue to get used to this car again. That just about does it for Honda Meet 2022. I'm cutting it a little bit short today because I'm having some overheating problems. I'm seeing temps of about 215. Even last session I saw it go up to about 219, almost 220. So we're gonna need a radiator upgrade, and on top of that we might be playing around with brakes a little bit. As far as I know, the car runs pretty darn good. I'm getting comfortable with it again, and got a new personal best. I didn't break into the 142s like I wanted to, but a 143.1 with a little bit added power. Of course, that's expected. And yeah, my car is currently just sitting off right now. It's at 199, just letting it cool down because it was definitely overheating. So we're gonna call it a day, or call it a weekend, and we're gonna wrap up and head home.